Hello friends, and welcome back to my YouTube channel. I am so very glad that you clicked in this video today to join me and bring you some amazing bookish content. And as you can see by today's title, I am going to be starting Emily Wilde's Encyclopedia of Fairies. I'm super excited to start this book. It definitely gives me the spring vibes, and now in Michigan we are finally, slowly but surely rolling into spring, so I thought, what better time than now to start Emily Wilde's Encyclopedia of Fairies by Heather Foggett. And sorry if you can hear the dishwasher in the background, but life, adulting, I can't really fix that. But yes, I'm super excited to dive into this book. This is a book about books pretty much, and it follows Emily Wilde, and she is writing an encyclopedia on fairies, hence the title of the book. And she is traveling to this little town in the north and is going to write about fairies when she has a little bit of a thorn in her side that kind of shows up, and his name is Wendell Blambley, and she's trying to figure out what he's doing there. So she kind of develops some feelings. There's a little bit of romance, there's also some tension, there's a lot of issues, but I think it's going to turn out to be a fantastic book, and I cannot wait to get into it. But I thought to do a little bit of a spin on me diving into this book, because I have not started it, is that I wanted to make a cute little bookmark to go with the book. So if you guys saw in like the little intro clip, I have some stuff down here below me that you can't see currently that I'm going to be using to paint these little mushrooms that you can see on the front part of the cover to use as a little bookmark for my book. So I have my cute little cardstock here that I have, and this will be the watercolor paint set that I'll be using. I'll make sure to link the watercolor paint set, the book, the brushes, anything that I can. I don't know if I'm going to be able to link the little paint dish that I got for Christmas last year because it was on Etsy. There was limited. I couldn't even find this exact style, but I'll find one on Etsy and link it down below that kind of has a similar vibe to it. But I obviously, those are my colors in there, but it looks like this, and I thought it was super cute. But yeah, this is what I'll be using. The book. So yeah, I'm gonna dive into making myself a little bookmark. I'm gonna montage it so that you guys can see me doing that, and then we're gonna dive into reading the book and start a little bit of a personal like reading vlog on this book by itself. And I'm just gonna kind of go through, you know, I'm gonna mark and tab where I need to mark and tab, and then we can talk about it as I go through it. I think that'll be nice, and I guess I will then finish the book on my own time and then do a review video at the end, maybe in another video coming soon. But yeah, I am really glad to start this book. I'll make sure to link it down below as well so that you guys can have it. And yeah, let's jump straight into the video. All right, you guys, so I'm done, as you can see. So I mean, it's cute, and I think it's a perfect bookmark for it. My little jelly roll pens that I was showing you, they're not old. I only had them a year, and I've literally never used them. I'm not sure if it's because this was the paper. I don't know if the type of paper or the fact that it was on top of the paint, because sometimes certain like chemicals don't mix very well, and that's what I'm probably thinking. But I tried to follow the same kind of color pattern, obviously with it being that this will be the bookmark specifically for this book. But I thought it was super cute, as you can see. Yes, I hope that you guys enjoyed this portion of the little video, watching me paint this super cute little bookmark that we're going to use once it is completely dry so we don't ruin our book. And without further ado, I feel like we should kind of jump into Emily Wilde's Encyclopedia of Fairies. Alright guys, so I'm about to dive into Emily Wilde's Encyclopedia of Fairies. As you can see, if it'll focus for you, there you go. But yes, I'm super excited to dive into this, and then I have my cute little bookmark that I painted that you guys just saw. But yeah, I'm going to spend a little bit of time in reading the book and diving in. Quickly, I just want to say I absolutely love reading about like Norse fiction, things that are based in Norway, Norwegian culture, especially like in terms of like when you go back to like, you know, gods and, you know, those different type of things. I just really enjoy it. I just really love how vast and mysterious they make that land sound. So yeah, down below, if you know of any other books that kind of follow like anything based in like Norway or like the Norse Midlands or like the Arctic Circle or anything that kind of follows that vibe, let me know, whether it's middle grade, YA, or adult. So let me know down below also if you feel that same way. Alright you guys, so I finished some of Emily Wilde's Encyclopedia of Fairies by Heather Foggatt. I'm currently now on page 21. So I read 2 chapters. The chapters are super short. They seem to be 10 pages each, which is like at least the first few, or maybe are they all about 10 pages? Looks like the first few chapters are about 10 pages long, so I really like that. But this is super interesting so far. So we're following Emily, and she has just arrived in the land of, which these names, you know me, I'm not gonna be able to pronounce them, but I believe it is the land of Lejosland, Leobert. Maybe I will post the name here on the screen, but it is right there, if you can see right up there. But I will post the name on the screen of what the land is, the area, the town, the city that she is going to visit, this little village. So she's finally arrived there, and she's arrived at the home of, I believe his name is, what was the guy's name? Like, I'll read it, but I won't be remembering anybody's names. Eagleson. What was his first name though? Oh yeah, Christian Eagleson, I believe that's what his first name is. So yeah, so she's arrived at a little house that is on his property, a little cottage that he has there. And she arrives with her dog Shadow, and she is lugging this huge suitcase up from the boat at the dock. And I mean, the villagers are just kind of looking at her, but she has her huge big black dog Shadow, so it's kind of helped her out where people kind of aren't staring too much. But apparently people don't already like her. She's this crazy scholar coming in to try to, you know, investigate their folk, but they're worried that the folk could either get upset with them because like they're all the way in the north and these are the people down more by the harbor. So she eventually gets to the house, and Mr. Eagleson, the little jerk or the big jerk, shows up at her house and is kind of picking fun at the fact that she doesn't really know anything about, you know, the land. She's not really an outdoorsy type person. So he kind of picks fun at the fact that she probably doesn't even know how to start a fire. It's freezing, it's snowing, she's delicate, kind of that type of vibe. But eventually he leaves, he shows her what to do, and his son arrives and brings her some bread and food and lights her fire for her, and they kind of have a little conversation on what she's planning on doing. And he kind of lets her know, giving her a little bit of foreshadowing, that his grandmother and a lot of the older people in the village have a lot of stories about the folk, which are these people who are fairies. So I guess there are different types of fairy groups, and a lot of them have a vast variety of stories, but most people think they're myths, they think they're fake. But she believes that even in the stories that might have some, you know, that might be fake, that might have some myth, that might be a little bit elaborated, there's always a little bit of truth in them. So she really wants to dive into that. So as she is working through all of that and kind of talking to the son of Eagleson, he also provides her with a letter from Wendell Blamley, which happens to be a colleague who works with her at Cambridge. And she has a little bit of like a friendship with them. They kind of get on each other's nerves. It definitely reminds me of Emily Henry's book, like those kind of books that she writes, the romance books where there's two authors that kind of like butt heads and then kind of fall in love. I'm kind of feeling like that's going to be the vibe of this a little bit. So if you haven't read those books, or if you have read them, this kind of gives me that vibe that it's kind of going to follow that premise and plot in terms of like the love story. But basically he writes her a letter and says, you know, I miss you. Oh my gosh, it's sad that you're not here. He draws a picture of her and sends it to her and kind of explains what's going on, picking fun at her, and he's being a jokester. She misses that, and he kind of throws the hint that he might be coming to visit her because he's quote unquote worried about her. So at that point, she kind of gets annoyed and is like, oh no, this can't happen. She tosses the letter into the fire and decides she's ready to turn in for the night, and she goes to sleep. So that follows the first 2 days, or the first day, October 20th, when she arrives in the village and is going to start her work on the 21st. So yeah, I'm loving it so far. It's a super cute book. I really do hope that you guys loved the little painting, little montage that I posted for you guys of the little bookmark. If it'll focus, there we go. Let's see if it'll focus, if I can. There we go. Of the little bookmark that I made for the book that kind of coincides with the front cover of, there we go. See the front cover, I was trying to do a little play on that, but just to have a cute little bookmark in there. So yeah, I'm super excited to see where it goes. I cannot wait to continue to read this book. I'll have it linked down below for you guys, but I do hope that you enjoyed today's video. I'm so very glad that you clicked on today's video and that you wanted to watch me paint and you wanted to get a little inside scoop on Emily Wilde, writing her Encyclopedia of Fairies. So if you liked this video and it brought you any type of joy, please do not forget to give it a thumbs up and hit your notification bell so you can be notified every single time I post a video, and subscribe to my YouTube channel and join the Bookish fam because we're so nice and we have so much fun together. And without further ado, I will catch you guys in my very next video. Bye, friends.